Hi, this is Joy Robertson. As many of you know, I love food. I love finding new restaurants. I love trying new dishes. And most of all, I love talking to the many great restaurateurs and entrepreneurs we have here in the Ozarks and beyond. I love hearing their stories, and that's what this podcast is all about, learning more about them and their journey. So join me as we savor the Ozarks. I have a question for everybody out there. What do you think when you hear the term tea room? Do you think it's a girly place, a place just for women to go and hang out? Because tea rooms have evolved, and I am at one that I cannot get enough of on historic Commercial Street. The manager is Karen Butts, and Karen has graciously agreed to spend time with me prior to opening for a very busy weekday. You're nodding like, let's get through this and let me do my job. Anyway, Karen, I want to know your background, how you ended up here, and the evolution of Ms. Gilmore's tea room on C Street.
Okay. Many years ago, lived in Washington State. We were in the military, and I worked for a similar store out there. So when we retired and moved back to Missouri, I started looking for a job. We settled in Ozark, Missouri, and I found this cute little gift shop called Blackberry Hollow, just 5 minutes from the house. So I went down and introduced myself and said, if you ever need somebody, I'd love to do this. About close to a year later, I got a phone call from Frida Roussel, and she said, I kept your name and number in the register. We just had somebody walk out, and it's Christmas open house. Do you still want the job? I said, absolutely. So I went down and met her sister, who actually owned Blackberry Hollow. Her name is Rita Fortner. And I worked for them for a little over 5 years until they retired and sold the business. Now, go about 15 years past that, and I'm sitting at home one evening with my husband and get a message from Frida that says, I don't know where you are in life and I don't know what you're doing, but I just had the opportunity to go in and buy a place called Ms. Gilmore's Tea Room on Commercial Street. Would you please come work for me? So I threw it back and forth, considered different things, and thought, okay, I'll try it. And here I am.
And here you are. All right, so this place was started by someone completely different. Give me just a little history of who started this party.
Okay. Robin and Rick Gilmore started this, as far as I know, from scratch in a little shop over on Scenic Street. And then they outgrew that, and they had the opportunity. I read somewhere that she had always loved this building and had always wanted to own it, and when the opportunity arose, they bought it. They lived on the 3rd floor, and then they did, the 2nd floor was merchandise, and then the 1st floor was the boutique and the tea room.
Had you been to Miss Gilmore's when you got the call?
I had been to her place over on Scenic Street, so I had an idea. She's a very creative woman, very quirky, very creative, but people love it, and as did I. And I had seen some of her things on Scenic, and so I followed it over here to Commercial Street. But never in my wildest dreams. I mean, I seriously remember coming in one time with my husband. We were on the 2nd floor, and I was looking at all the curtains and the faux walls that were shutting off all this area, and I thought, if I could just get back there, if I could just get behind these curtains and these walls and go through. And then when I came, I mean, COVID hit, we had to shut down. And I ended up having my hands on every inch of that 2nd floor. Dreams do come true.
If COVID did anything, it gave people time to think, well, what am I going to do? Mm-hmm. Because I'm sitting here waiting this out, and I got to do something. Mm-hmm. And so you launched into it. By the way, Frida, you mentioned she's quirky. I want to know what you mean by quirky, but she's not the only owner here.
No, but she is the hands-on owner here. She has incredible talent. This woman can envision something and take the simplest ingredients and just create. I mean, she has done everything in her life. She used to make life-size Santa Clauses, and she sold them at the Dallas market, at the big markets, to people like Midwest and things like that. So she has done a little bit. She used to work for Ethan Allen and do home design. Seriously, there's not anything this woman can't do.
She's everything I'm not. I mean, I joke that, and it's not much of a joke. It's all I can do to get myself dressed in the morning and out the door, and that can be kind of a nightmare, and you can tell by looking at me. But she co-owns this with
her son,
who is
Titus Williams.
Okay, that name, people know that name because Titus Williams owns some properties along Commercial Street.
Yes, he has several here.
Okay, so how hands-on is she?
Well, we kind of became a partner early on, partners in just that I have my strengths, she has her strengths. And so there's things I don't like to do, there's things she doesn't like to do. So as I mentioned before, they bought the end of January 2020. They shut everything down in March of 2020. So her and I were the only two who came to work. And she worked on a lot of creative things. She made the landing where kids could go up and have their pictures taken with Alice. And she did all of that artwork up there.
Alice in Wonderland.
Yes, Alice in Wonderland. And so her and I were the only two here. It was so surreal coming to work in those days because it was literally like you were on a movie scene. Because I drive from, Frida and I both drive from Ozark, and the highway was just empty. It's like I would be the only one coming up here. It was so strange. But her and I took that time, since they had just bought, to totally kind of revamp the way she envisioned this. And I cleared out and did the entire second floor. She was doing things. I mean, that woman was on ladders. We laugh about the time she rode the ladder down the wall, and I had to run down and try to stop it. I mean, but it was a really, really fun time for her and I just to be here in this big place by ourselves, doing what we love to do.
What are the things you like to do that she doesn't like to do?
I like the bookkeeping part. And she does not necessarily enjoy that. So I do a lot of the keeping in touch with customers and the ordering, the accounting, the getting copies of invoices, things like that. But she does all the major ordering. I don't like to do that. So her and I have both been to market twice together, which is a hoot. But I don't like doing the everyday ordering. There's certain things here that are easy for me just to reorder. It's something like the tea towels and things that we have continually going that's simple. But to try to figure out what someone is willing to lay their hard-earned money down for is a very difficult process. Her and I joke a lot because I won't mention names, but someone told us, well, just buy what sells. It's like, that's a great idea. We never thought of that.
Yeah, that's kind of the end game, right? But it's getting there. There's so much to pick from. Dallas Market, I've been there. It's huge.
But just trying to figure out what people are going to buy. I mean, it's just a shot in the dark. So I am happy to leave that to her completely. So, but yeah, we just make a great team.
Was the menu there was a menu because the tea room was here, and I don't know to what degree Frida changed the menu. I see her name on the chicken Florentine crepe. Describe this place.
Fun. People describe it as magical. It seems to be kind of a place where people step into and they feel like they're just somewhere else. I mean, you see it on their face. When they walk through the door, they walk through and they just immediately look up at the incredible chandeliers we have right inside the front door. One is an entire, upside down table setting. And so you first see their face, you see them look up, you just see them start to smile, and then the phone comes out. And they start snapping pictures. But it kind of just takes people to a place where they feel good. It's like eye candy. We have a lot of eye candy here. And then we also have the real candy, and the sweet treats that everybody loves, and they all kind of get their favorites. But yeah, it's just an enjoyable, fun, creative, good feeling place.
Well, you see it when you approach it from the street, because you see the pink and you see the decor. At one point, there was a Bernie Sanders in the window, which was hilarious.
Frida's creation.
Was it,
She
Frida?
created him. She did the face. Yes, everything. That's the talent I'm talking about. Yes, Bernie was her creation.
And you see, everybody knows that. He was sitting there all bundled up with the look on his face, and he was sitting right in the window. But when you drive up the street, you do not miss Miss Gilmore's. You don't. And it's just it is a magical place when you come in. So how did the Alice in Wonderland? I mean, you weren't here for that, but that theme kind of works.
Well, that theme was actually Frida's.
Oh.
So there really was not the Alice in Wonderland theme when they bought. That was kind of her. She looked at it and just went, this could really work with the Alice in Wonderland. And so there was just a couple little things here that had Alice on it, and she just went, yeah, I think we need to go with this. So that's when she, created the mannequin to look like Alice, and she did the artwork to match, and we just kind of started ordering things. She also painted the mural on the back wall in our party room with Alice and the Mad Hatter and the rabbit having tea. So yeah, that was another one of her brainstorms to do that.
Man, I wish I was creative like that. I just love it. How do you define a tea room? What do you think if you go to a town and you see that there's a tea room, what do you think I always kind of think I want to call a girlfriend and say, let's go eat. There's going to be great salads and sandwiches, but this is not someplace where you get little bitty food and that's it. This is a substantial menu.
Mm-hmm. Yes. When I think tea room, I think light. I don't think of something super heavy. Right. So that's why I think tea rooms normally stay with sandwiches, salads, soups, quiche, because all those things are fairly light. And but because it is lunch, we give a nice serving of food on your plate because we want you to get your money's worth and we want you to enjoy it and not leave hungry. Now, we do have the tea for two. That is even a little bit lighter because that's more along just the little finger sandwiches and the little treats. So we do tell people, if you're really wanting to fill up, tea for two is for the experience. It's just that feeling of having that tea. And it's just a lighter, I would say more, not a brunch because it's not a breakfast, but it's just even lighter than the lunch, but so fun.
Who comes in here for the tea for two? I bet you see a lot of mother-daughters.
Absolutely. We have a lot of three generations that come in. You'll see the more mature with her grown daughter and then the granddaughter. And then you see a lot of young mothers that will bring their little girls in here. We have a lot of college students that come in and want to do a tea party. We really cater to every age group, even men.
Oh, I know. When I've been in here, you see some big burly men in here having some good lunch, right?
And it's not just because their wives drug them in. We have a lot of gentlemen that come in off the street for lunch that work, close. So, people always say, oh, their wives drug them in. Not always.
I want to look at your menu. And by the way, the staff is back there getting ready for the day.
Yes.
And every now and again, you hear the whir of the blender. And one of the things that you're known for is your Kentwood Arms strawberry soup, which is a creamy strawberry soup served cold, delish. And the Kentwood Arms, of course, is the building over off of, is it St. Louis Street? That was a hotel at one time.
Yes, I'm not as familiar with that, but I can talk to you about this soup. A lot of people, the word soup kind of throws them off. And we're like, no, you really have to try this. And they're like, but strawberry soup. And I was the same way. I was like, strawberry soup? But it is more like a dessert. Mm-hmm. It is thick and creamy. He makes it fresh every day, and then it's topped with whipped cream. It is like a dessert more than a soup.
And you have a ton of desserts in here, which you proudly display, and it's mouth-watering to look at these cakes. But I would invite people who have not been here to definitely try the soup. You say he makes the soup. Who is he?
He is our incredible, amazing one cook. So we have a small kitchen. We have one cook back there, and he knocks out all of these lunches every day by himself.
Who is he?
His name is Joe Mangione, and I could not do anything here without him. And then our baker is Jessie Chiera, and she is our one baker, and she is responsible for the majority of these treats up here. And without those two, I mean, I can't just say it's one or two. I could not run this place without every single person that I have. You have to have every one of them. We're a very small group, and I am thrilled to say that we all really do get along, treat each other kindly, respectfully. We have our tense moments, because life is tense sometimes. But at the end of the day, everyone does like each other, and we are all respectful of each other. And that means a lot when you have to get up and go to work every day. So I just have an incredible, incredible crew that I cannot speak enough about.
Well, bubble wrap them and keep them happy.
Absolutely.
I can't imagine if someone calls in sick. How do you pivot?
I usually fill in for whoever is sick, just because we don't have, so if my hostess is out, I'm hostess. If the dishwasher is out, I'm dishwasher. I will say that I've done a little bit in the serving area just to help them, but I have not actually served tables like they do, which my customers will be thrilled about, because I would not do a good job. I have done the cook's job. I have done his job for 3 days when he was out, and don't ever want to do it again. It is highly stressful, and how he manages, I think his record is he has served 189 on one day, and but it's crazy. And I have not baked. I don't do the baking. So, but the boutique, yes. Anything else, I just fill in when somebody's not here.
Well, the menu's fantastic. You've got in keeping with the theme, White Queen's mushroom soup. Miss Gilmore's soup of the day. What's the soup today? Just curious.
That I don't know, because it's different every day. I never know what he's going to put out. Mm-mm.
Okay, so it's a surprise even to you. Mm-hmm. You've got chicken salad, egg salad, love it. A Frisco grilled cheese, which is an homage to the railroad, which is right out behind the building.
Yes. Mm-hmm. That runs behind us is called Frisco Lane because of the railroad. So they like to take and put a little bit, they wanted to stay, historically with a lot of the older names and things that people would recognize that have lived. I am not familiar with all of this historically in Springfield. I lived here many years ago, right after I graduated high school, but just for a few years. And I was down more on the south end. So I was totally unaware of C Street until we moved back. And I honestly was looking through one of my magazines one day and saw these two girls that had this incredible vintage store on C Street. And that's the first time I was introduced to C Street. And it just continues to grow. We're just so pleased. We're getting a brand new bookstore down here just in months. We're getting another, Mumbles is going to be down on the east side. It's going to be a little brewery. We're just continually getting new people on the street, and it's so much fun. And people are shocked who used to come here years ago and see it the way it was then, and now they come back. And I have so many customers that come in and say, oh my goodness, I haven't been here in years, and this is just incredible. And it's like, yeah. And we just keep getting better and better.
I know you love being a part of it, and I appreciate it because I've lived on the north side since we moved to Springfield almost 30 years ago. And I've seen it evolve, and it's just fun to come to the street, have a bite to eat, walk around, go shopping. I just absolutely love it. You mentioned the surroundings. There's a footbridge, grilled ham and cheese, and everybody knows the C Street footbridge.
Oh, yes. And we are super excited for the new opening coming in May of 2026. There is going to be a huge celebration, and C Street is going to be right at the heart of it all. And there's already so much talk about what's being planned and what's going to happen, and we all can't wait.
Oh, it's just great. And they're rebuilding it, they're sprucing it up, and it's just such a great spot.
Yes.
So you've got lots of sandwiches here. You've got a King's BLT, the Mad Hatter's Club, White Rabbit's Pesto Chicken.
One of my favorites.
Is it? Why do you like it? Well, pesto.
Well, and it's just the chicken. So, of course, Joe cooks our chicken, fresh, and it's just the combination of the flavors. I like to have mine on a croissant. So it's new to us, but it just immediately became a favorite as soon as we put it out there. And I will say that was Frida's, the White Rabbits, the Mad Hatters. I believe she did the King's BLT. Those were, and the one you mentioned earlier, the crepe, the Florentine crepe. So, but it's, I wish I could say we had one that just sold, our chicken salad. I mean, that is the one that is usually number one always. We're kind of known for our chicken salad. And people just come in. Sometimes they want to try something new, but we have so many people that just will not veer off of that chicken salad. So it kind of holds the number one spot.
That's good to know. It's a little hard to change when you know there's something that you have and that you love. Nellie Dunn's turkey sandwich. So Nellie Dunn's was a store that used to be in this building, correct?
Yes. It was kind of the way I understood it. I never was there or came here when it was Nellie Dunn's, but from a lot of people come in who have memories of it. And I guess it was just like a huge kind of a flea market. That cross between, thrift shop, flea market, all of that. But a lot of good things have been said about it. I never hear anything bad.
All right, we're going to go to some of the supreme sandwiches. Now, here's one that my daughter Audrey loves her, a Monte Cristo. Cheshire's Monte Cristo. Served with the raspberry dipping sauce, dusted with the powdered sugar, the turkey ham and Swiss. So you've got the salty and the sweet at the same time. That is a hefty size sandwich.
It is very large, yes. And when I see it, the first time I had it, I kind of thought of when you go to the fair and you get the elephant's ears, it's kind of like that, but with the meat and the cheese inside and the sauce. That's how I would describe it.
Gotcha. Fair enough. You've got the Humboldt. There's a hot brown, the Humboldt hot brown, the sliced turkey smothered in Mornay sauce and cheese, topped with a tomato slice and bacon. You've got a Reuben, the March Hare's Reuben. So you can kind of pick and choose a little bit your breads if you want to. You've got salads. Okay. Tell me about this one, because this is just magical. The Railroad Cornbread Salad. I think a lot of people are like, wait, what? Cornbread salad. What does that mean?
I will say that one was already here when they bought. He does make the cornbread back there, and it's topped with the cornbread croutons, which I think kind of sets that one apart, is what people really like. It's not just your regular croutons, but it's cornbread croutons. So you like cornbread, you're going to love this salad.
Everybody ought to like cornbread for sure. It's the spring mix with the bacon, the shredded cheddar, and the cornbread croutons, just delicious. And of course, there's a strawberry salad. You've got the strawberry soup as well. You've got add-ons. You can build this pretty much any way you want to. Okay, so the Mad Hatter's Tea Party. This is the Wonderland Tea for Two. I have not done this. Do you do this any time of day, or is it a certain hours that you do it?
No, anytime. Okay. You can come in anytime that our tea room is open, 11 to 2:30, Tuesday through Friday, or 10:30 to 3 on Saturday. And you can order a tea for two. You can also add an extra if you have another guest. There's an add-on there where you can put an additional guest on. So, yeah, anytime you want tea for two, we're your place.
Which is different from the high tea. Talk about the high tea.
This is a Young Royals high tea. We made this for the children.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's when the little ones come in and they want to feel big and have their tea. This is designed more for children.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, so if you're wanting the tea experience and you're my age, go for the Wonderland. But if you got the little ones, they can have the Young Royals high tea. Your crepes and your quiches. If Joe doesn't have enough to do back there, he also gets to make fresh crepes and quiches, which take a minute to scramble the eggs, craft the crust. Holy cow, I don't know how he gets it all done. Talk about your crepes.
He gets in here early.
How early is early?
7 to 7:30, different days for, but he has it all. It's like clockwork back there. He knows exactly, and he also does all the inventory, takes care of the truck order, has the trucks come in 2 times a week, and so he knows like the back of his hand what he's got back there, what he needs, and then he's always looking ahead at what he might need for the weekend to get us through the weekend.
Bubble wrap. Keep him happy. All right, let's talk about the desserts. You said it's Jessie that does your baking for you, and you've got these sky-high layered cakes that look like something out of a magazine, and candies, other desserts. That's not something you can get just anywhere.
No, she is fantastic, and here again, as well as Joe does on his side, she is equal to that on her side. She keeps us. Frida likes to have 4 to 5 cake options on the counter at all times, so she is responsible to have those main flavors out, and then she does our coconut cream meringue bars. She does our lemon meringue bars. She does all of our sugar cookies. She does our brownies. She does 2 to 3 flavors of ooey gooey bars. I can't even think of, but she's constantly back there baking. And she used to do our macarons. She still does some. We've had a couple of orders for some that she tries to, but those are very time consuming. Yeah. But she gets those in there. And I can't say enough about her either. She just is incredible, yes. And we have so many people rave about her desserts and come in for those that what would be a tea room without that bakery display up there?
Oh, it's a great advertising. Yeah. What are the standard flavors that we find pretty much every day?
We like to have the triple chocolate. We like to have the fresh cut strawberry. We like to have the vanilla. And we like to have either the lemon raspberry or the lemon blueberry. And then she also sometimes will throw in a chocolate raspberry, which is so good. She will throw in a coconut. She will throw in a chocolate peanut butter. And I will say, on top of everything that she does here, she also has to make all of the extra cakes for the parties that we book on the weekend, on Saturdays, when we book parties and they want a cake. And I'm not sure what was in the air for October, but I will say she had at least 10 or a little bit more extra cakes to do in October. I had her just lined up back there with a list. We had people just wanting cakes just to come in and buy them for their own events and then for the parties that we had here. So she is a busy baker.
So seasonally, though, you just let her run with it? Like, come up with something for Thanksgiving. Come up with something. What's an example of maybe a holiday cake that she brought out that blew your mind?
Oh my gosh, she just did that. Just recently, we have posted some of our cake pictures on our Facebook account, but she came out with a gingerbread. The top of, the cake looked like a gingerbread. She has come out with the trees, and she also, we kind of give her head on the sugar cookies. So she's had just some gigantic pumpkin sugar cookies up there. But those sugar cookies go almost as soon as she brings them out. But seasonally, she will do her own shapes and decorations for what's going on.
You mentioned the trees. I saw when you had your Christmas open house, I've seen some Christmas tree decorated cakes.
Yes. Yeah. She had several of those. And she brought out I think it was a lemon blueberry, and it just had the palest yellow, buttery yellow, and then it had these little white, I guess, I don't even know what to call them, but the decorations, it just looked like a little snowy, glistening, wonderful thing. And it's like, oh my gosh, Jess, I've never seen you do that before.
Unbelievable talent. And speaking of lemon, can we just take a minute to ponder the lemon meringue bar? And Karen, I have walked in here, I don't know how many times to get one. I typically will take it to go, and this thing is huge. Mm-hmm. It's not like a lemon bar that you just eat a bite or two or three or four and you're good. This sucker is like the size of a brick, and I take it home and I can get that out of the fridge, take a big bite after dinner, and it'll last me several days, right? Those have to be crazy popular.
They are crazy popular. I will tell you right now that I have friends that I graduated with in Carthage, Missouri, who every so often drive here that's the only reason they come to Springfield, is to get those lemon bars. Speaking of that, we have customers that drive from St. Louis to get Joe's fresh cream of mushroom soup that we serve daily. That is another huge hit. So we have customers that truly have fallen in love with some of our items, and they drive from long distances to get them.
I can see why. I've driven from a not so far distance and been here when you've been out of them.
Yes.
And I cry a little, but I manage. But I did get his coconut cream. I got lemon and coconut cream, I think, last time I was here. But I love lemon, and my friend Kelly Smith and I were in here when we did Ozarks Live together. We came in here a couple times to have lunch, and we'll be back, of course, but it's been a while since we were here, but we had both the strawberry soup and the lemon bar, because how can you not? But that meringue, the meringue on the lemon bar is not like the meringue I make if I make a meringue pie. This is a creamy, if you dip your finger in it, it'll kind of drip and stretch out. I don't even know how to describe it. It's magical.
This is her secret also. I mean, this is her secret on how she does that. So I couldn't tell you if you paid me.
I seriously think you could almost sell just the meringue in a bowl.
Probably could.
If worse comes to worse and you run out of lemon, just say, get in there, Jesse, and whip up some of that meringue, toast it up on the top, put a spoon in, and call it good. And I'm not kidding.
No, I'm sure we could. I have no doubts.
You have, we talked about the store, which really you enjoy. I can tell the way you talk about it. The store that you have, the shop. Back in the day, where we're sitting up front was part of the store. The tea room was over on what would be the east side. Now the tea room has grown. The shop is still here, but that just speaks to the success of the tea room.
Well, we needed the two large party rooms. So actually, where we're sitting, we used to have the cash register and everything here. What we did was we just kind of flipped it. So there was a seating area back where that all is now, but it wasn't as large as this. So we flipped that so that we could have a larger party room up here, because Saturdays, Saturdays are our party days. And so this room up front will hold up to 30 comfortably. Our back room will hold up to 40 comfortably. So these are rented out almost every weekend for bridal showers, baby showers, birthday parties, graduation parties, just whatever someone wants to do. Yeah.
Yet you're open on the weekends for lunch, correct?
Yes, yes. This is separate from our regular tea room. So we have food packages that you purchase for over here for your event, because yes, with one cook, Saturdays are our busiest day. There is no way he could put out the amount of lunches that he has over there and then throw a $30 or $40, 30 or 40 people party in on that. There's just no way. So we have preset food packages on the website. You can go on our website and we have everything on there. And so then we had our servers come in and get that prepared and are ready for your event when you get here.
I'm not surprised that you have events at all, but I had no idea that every Saturday was that busy.
Pretty much. Every once in a while we'll have one that isn't, but we pretty much have at least one party. If not, I can book up to 4. We have 2 different time frames for both rooms. So we have done that before. It's a lot. It's a lot, but we can do it.
I just can't imagine doing all of the things you do. What's upstairs? Is there, or can people go upstairs now? There used to be part of the shop, so no, is it storage or something now?
No, we went ahead and we didn't feel like we were getting as much business on the second floor as the real estate should bring. So we went ahead and closed that off and just deal with downstairs.
And there's still a loft upstairs. Does that rent out, or does someone live there? Or I've been in there, but I can't remember why. I remember coming over here once for, I believe it was during Ozarks Live, a video shoot, and we went upstairs, and I've seen it. Yeah.
They are actually remodeling it, and they do have plans for it in the future.
Okay. I think what a lot of people may not know is there are some unbelievable spaces, living spaces on Commercial Street. There are some lofts that will blow your mind. There used to have the regular loft walk. I don't know if they do that anymore, but that was really fun and an eye-opener. Did you ever do that when they... No,
I was never a part of that. The only one I have seen is the one upstairs, and it is incredible. I mean, it's like it is the small home up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's gorgeous. And it's getting more gorgeous.
Well, that's walking up and down. You don't think you walk past a very nondescript door, and they would welcome you upstairs, and you might go up 2 or 3 flights that you walk up, whatever, and then there's this amazing, beautiful space. And I would love it if they would consider doing that again, just because people have to agree to open up their homes, which is the thing. But man, I can't believe all of the there's just so much going on C Street, and so much history, and so much, it's like a family.
It is.
It really is. And I'm sure you enjoy walking up and down the street, meeting the other shop owners, maybe having lunch or shopping at a different store. Is it just... It's heartwarming, isn't it?
It is. I'm actually not able to do that because I'm always working.
Right.
But I will say every Wednesday morning we have a merchants meeting right here. And one of the things that I have found that I've never seen anywhere else is the way that everyone here on C Street supports each other. And I'm not just saying that. That is the truth. We really are a close-knit group, and we are always encouraging each other. We do not compete with each other. We support wherever they need support. And I'm thinking of all of them right now. I'm just thinking of each one, and I see them every week on Wednesday morning here. And we come up with ideas. We all just collaborated on the Christmas open house. and the collaboration between everyone, because we don't all sell the same things, is just so unique, I think.
Yeah.
Really unique.
So this is dropping on a Friday, which would be the 14th of November, 2025 is when we're recording this. So this is actually, we're recording on Thursday. This particular episode will go up on Friday. Correct me if I'm wrong, your C Street Sip and Shop is this weekend.
Yes, it is.
And that's a little bit of a, correct me if I'm wrong, but firearms deer season, all the guys and some gals take off, go out into the deer woods, and that just leaves all the time in the world for all of us girls to grab our girlfriends and come to C Street. What are some of the things on the agenda for this year?
Everybody, if you go, we have it posted, and every store does something different. So like we will have a free giveaway to the first so many customers that come in, and then we'll have free cider and store-wide sales. And every store that's mentioned, they have on there what they're doing. So everybody is doing something special in their store for Saturday. Saturday is huge.
Yeah.
It's huge. Yeah. It rivals Christmas open house Saturday, for sure.
Oh, it's huge. I've been here before where you meet or you stop by maybe the farmer's market area, the pavilion, and you get like a bag or something, and then you can plan your day out, and you may have a wine tasting, you may have an art project, you may have cider and hot chocolate. It's madness. It's so much fun.
It is. This year, the giveaway when you first get here is a little stemless wine glass with the Sip and Shop decal on it. So that's one reason we're doing the cider, so you can come fill your little glass with some cider. But yeah, the giveaways every year are just so fun. And they have a line. I mean, people are lined up because they know that on Sip and Shop there is that free giveaway. As you know, in addition, there will be other giveaways in other stores. Like we will have something also, but they line up for that first giveaway so they can start their shopping day.
And you can truly do breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can stop, have coffee, have a little pastry bite to eat, walk around, do some shopping, stop somewhere and have lunch, go somewhere else, maybe have a cocktail. You could have your Monte Cristo here, or you could go down the street and have chicken wings and a big burger and a beer somewhere else. I mean, and live music and entertainment. There's all sorts of things.
Yes, that's one of the fun things, and I think one of the things that keeps us supporting each other too is that we all are just slightly different. Yeah. We might overlap like a little bit here and there, but not much, and we purposefully do that. Yeah. Like we've had suggestions before about people will come in and be like, well, can we get a latte or something like that here? And we're like, Big Mama's is right next door. That's what they do, and that's what they do well. So we had some ladies come in one day, and she's like, well, can we go get a latte over there and come back here for a piece of cake? I said, of course you can. We have no problems with you bringing Big Mama's coffee in here and having a piece of cake with it. So same with Chabom's Teas and Spices. We'll overlap a little bit maybe on some teacups and saucers and things like that, but their strength is in their spices and their larger tea sets and things like that. So we're just constantly sending people to others. Yeah. Like I'll send if somebody's coming in looking for an absolute tea set, I'm like, you need to go next door to Chabom's. They have the awesomest stuff. Yeah. And then people send people to us. It's just, that's who we are, and that's what makes us so great on C Street.
On C Street. Well, I don't know any better way to wrap it up than that. And you're about to get ready for a very busy day and, frankly, a very busy weekend. So Karen Butts, the general manager here at Ms. Gilmore's. If you haven't been here, give it a shot. But leave me a lemon bar.
We'll save you one. It's got your name on it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Joy.
Be sure to go to AroundTheOzarks.com to sign up for our daily newsletter, where you can get every episode of Savor the Ozarks, plus all our other podcasts, events, and contests straight to your inbox. And what are your favorite dishes in the 417? you have any restaurants you'd like me to visit? Email me at joy@aroundtheozarks.com.